Hello, I'm Gil Zilkha. Welcome to my channel. This is my series entitled Essential Classical Music, where we look at the best recordings of the major classical music works. This video is taken from my larger video entitled Best Recordings of Orchestral Works, where I look at basically all orchestral music that is not including the symphonies or the concertos. So if you like this video, I hope you'll take the time to view that one as well. Just know that it is divided into chapters, so you don't have to watch the entire thing at one sitting. You can just very easily click on whichever work that you're curious about. So I hope you enjoy it.
Wagner, one of the greatest, of course, opera composers of all time. But one thing about Wagner is, of course, the operas are very long. And it really is, in a lot of ways, easier to get into Wagner by first listening to his orchestral music. So all this orchestral music I'm going to mention are little chunks that come out of his operas. They're all fantastic, familiar to most people, and a great way to get into his music. This disc here, I think, is an excellent kind of gateway into Wagner. This is Karajan with the Berlin Philharmonic, 1974. It's recorded on EMI, not Deutsche Grammophon. They are, in their heyday, and the sound is fantastic. That huge, luxurious sound. Karajan, knew Wagner very well. And just dramatic and powerful. You have that wonderful Tannhäuser overture. Bum 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 bum. Actually, this version, it's like an alternate version. It's the Paris version. So there's a part in the middle where all of a sudden it breaks into this weird bacchanal, which is interesting, but it's also a very powerful performance. And then you get the Die Meistersinger overture, which is really powerful and famous. You have the Lohengrin preludes, especially that exciting, prelude to the third act. And then to top it all off, the iconic Tristan und Isolde prelude and Liebestod. Just one of the greatest things ever written, really. A watershed in music history. That dramatic opening. And then the Liebestod, which in the opera is at the very end, and it's sung by a soprano. This is the orchestral version. That's also really beautiful. Fantastic sound, fantastic playing. Really, you can't go wrong. Now, I mentioned about how it's almost easier to get into Wagner through just the orchestral works. There's Tristan und Isolde, and then there's also the Ring Cycle. If we're talking about famous Wagner operas, the Ring Cycle is the Der Ring des Nibelungen. It's a set of 4 operas, so it's extremely long. I think it's like 15 hours, something like that. But it includes iconic music. So it's really good to, if you're starting out, to try out a disc of the orchestral music from the Ring, and we have that here. Played very well by the Cleveland Orchestra under George Szell. This was recorded in 1968. They're going to bring the orchestral brilliance and the clarity, and if nothing else, this disc is worth it just for the Ride of the Valkyries, one of the most iconic things ever. Bum 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 bum, and these guys just really bring it in that piece. You also have the Magic Fire music from the Valkyr. So this is a great way to kind of dip your toes into the Ring Cycle. Finally, I want to mention one of the greatest Wagner conductors of all, but unfortunately in slightly less than ideal recording quality, and that is Furtwängler. Next to Beethoven and Bruckner, nobody was more associated with Furtwängler than Wagner. His just sense of pacing and drama and the passion. Furtwängler, he dripped feeling with everything he conducted, and Wagner is tailor-made for that. So he has, there are lots of different Furtwängler recordings of the orchestral bits. from his Wagner's operas out there. Most all of them are from live performances. I think there's maybe an EMI that might have some studio, but he was always his best live anyways. This is really the ideal one, I think. This is Deutsche Grammophon. You can also find it in that box that I alluded to earlier. That box also includes the Strauss Metamorphose, incidentally. But these recordings are live with the Berlin Philharmonic, late 40s, early 50s. They don't sound terrible. There is great, really good presence to them. But it's the performances that you're going to want to hear. The Tannhäuser and the overture and the Die Meistersinger prelude, just so sweeping and powerful. And then if you really want to hear something dramatic, the Siegfried's funeral music from Gotterdammerung, just a crazy climax to that one, as well as the Tristan und Isolde prelude and Liebestod, for which Furtwängler was especially known, just really powerfully done. So I would say once you are maybe done with the Karajan, you want to seek something also powerful, but even though it's not ideal sound, you want to hear Furtwängler.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, I hope you'll also take time to click the like and subscribe buttons. And with that, I want to wish you all a great day and happy listening.